Hello, and welcome to SpaceChem. This is going to be a puzzle game that's going to be taking over the drawn slot temporarily. There will be timestamps in the description if you want to skip straight to the gameplay, because there's going to be a little bit of a preamble here. Gameplay itself is going to be a little bit different on this series. I'm going to be trying to do a single assignment or mission, or whatever they're called, per episode, rather than my usual hour-long format. So probably a bunch of shorter videos, although they could be multi-hour videos by the end of this, who knows? I'd probably end up cutting those up if that was the case, I don't know. So SpaceChem, the game that came out over 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago now, I played it when it first came out, but I made the mistake of optimizing way too hard on the early missions, and so I never actually got out of the tutorial, I don't think, or maybe just a little bit out of the tutorial. So I actually haven't played the vast majority of this game's content, so as far as I'm concerned, this is effectively a blind run, because with puzzle games, even if you know what the gimmick of the game is, it's still, it's solving the puzzles themselves, and I haven't even seen the vast majority of them, so I consider this to be blind. Plus, it was 10 years ago, so anyway, let's just get into it. Profile name. Looks like we are capped at 12, so I guess we are Mauve Butter. Okay. Let's just go with that. Orientation external video, we'll be skipping that. Yeah, so you can see on the left here the scores of everybody who's played this this mission getting uploaded and compared. So we're not going to be worrying too hard about the optimization side of things. Okay, research of Pancakes and Spaceships. Cernimere 2. And I'll start with the story and then go into the training afterwards. With Pancakes and Spaceships, you know, people die in space. That was the first sentence in the latest letter from my mother. She had never set foot on a ship, let alone off the colony of Sangfroid. When I told her that I wanted to explore the stars, she cried. We were sitting in the local diner, stacks of pancakes swimming in syrup and butter on our plates, with every face watching my mother's tears roll down her cheeks as I continued eating. I was 10. She attached a news article about a recent incident involving a SpaceChem station in a secluded region of the galaxy. Half of the crew had been ejected through the airlock due to a strange malfunction. The survivors were not available for comment. Needless to say, my career choice was wholly opposed. The stakes are just too high. Look at these reports, she said in the message. I could hear her voice rising. With each word, I deleted it and turned off the tablet. The shuttle was en route to the training facility on Cernimere 2, billions of kilometers away from Sangfroid. In a few hours, I would be setting foot on another planet for the first time. I gazed out the window and watched the stars shimmer in the distance. You've never been up here before, the pilot called back to me. Nope, first time. Then you've never been through one of these jumps either. Sit tight. My hand gripped the armrest as we hit the jump to Cernimere 2. I thought I could hear my mother crying, but it was just the pilot, laughing. Okay, so get a little bit of story, and looks like actually quite a bit of story as we go. I will be reading all of these as we go. Again, timestamps if you want to skip them. Training. I will also be reading these, because this is probably the important stuff, given that this is a puzzle game. Reactors and reactions. Reactors. This, I guess, are programmed with reactions to transform one set of chemical substances into another. Reactors may move atoms, rotate molecules, and modify bonds. Can't really see what's going on with that picture, but I guess that's what that's showing. In research assignments, a reactor is programmed to perform a single reaction. So N2 and H2O in, H3N and O2 out. Okay. I don't know what this molecule is offhand. These are Waldos, the circle things. They grab, move, rotate, and drop atoms. Atoms bonded together over molecules move together. Waldos move constantly and can be redirected with arrow instructions. Okay. Waldos execute arrow and reactor instructions of the matching color when passing over them. Input alpha, input beta, it's like grab, drop. Output, is that phi? And omega? Not up on my Greek. Alright, into the mission. Input alpha. This is an instruction, which executes when the matching Waldo passes over it. This instruction accepts a molecule into the reactor. Place a matching instruction in the highlighted square. So yeah, this first mission is, I'm pretty sure the game just tells us what to do, and we just kind of have to follow the instructions, and there's not really going to be anything creative going on here whatsoever, so hopefully we get through the tutorial missions relatively quickly. Although, like I said, they're going to be separate videos each, but we'll see. See how long it takes before we can actually get to the good stuff. Okay, input alpha. This instruction causes the Waldo to attach to and release atoms. This will pick up the newly accepted molecule. So when it comes to playing this thing out, I do remember that you have different speeds you can go on, so I'll play it the first time it does it, I'll go slowly so that we can see what's going, and I'll explain every step, because I do know it. I do know how these various instructions work. Okay, arrow, redirect. Each square can contain one arrow and one non-arrow. Good to know. This instruction causes the Waldo to rotate its held molecule. It is included here for demonstration purposes only, and is not required for this solution. Waldos stop moving when they collide with the side of the reactor. Yeah, don't want that. If an atom collides with another atom or the side of the reactor, the simulation will be stopped. So, no stopping of the simulation. We need to do safe, fake chemical engineering here. This instruction will cause the attached molecule to be released. This will drop... Oh, psi. Okay. This will drop the molecule into... Oh, yeah, because phi is the one with the circle, and then... Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway. This will drop the molecule in the psi output zone. Output psi. This instruction will make molecules in the corresponding output zone leave through the output. Produce all the required molecules to in. To start the reactor, click on any of the 4 play buttons shown below. Buttons further to the right correspond to faster speeds. The play buttons can be toggled by using the keyboard 1, 2, 3, 4, as can the stop button, tilde. Pressing the spacebar will pause and resume. Alright, so if we hit 1, yeah, so we can see things are happening. So that's what the instructions we put down do. So the Waldo starts here. Obviously the blue Waldo isn't doing anything. I didn't set it up to do anything. So from these instructions, we hit input alpha. This causes, in the alpha input zone, this molecule to be entered in the same position shown here. Grab, drop. We grab the molecule. Everything attached to the atom that we've grabbed also moves along with us. Presumably, if we had this extended out to here, the oxygen would hit the end of the side of the reactor, and that would cause an error. We're not doing that. As they said, this serves no real purpose. It's just for demonstration, but we rotated it. Drop. Because we were holding something, we drop. So not holding, you grab. Holding, you drop. Pretty straightforward. This also is going to demonstrate here that the output, it requires an O2 molecule, but the orientation does not matter. So the output can be whatever. An output. And then 2 out of 10. Yeah. And then we can just have it go. That was only speed 3. Speed 4 would have been even faster. Alright, assignment complete. So this is the screen that caused me to give up on this game when I tried playing it those 10 years ago. Because as you can see, we took 188 cycles, which a cycle is Waldo moving from one square to another, or I guess sitting in place and doing a command. Do they sit in place when they do commands? I don't think they do, actually. They just keep going. I guess like the rotate would be one where it sits in place for a turn. But, yeah. So as you can see, it's actually possible to complete this mission in like 50 cycles. You go super fast with it. A much more efficient solution. There is only one reactor, so yeah, there's not much we can do with that. This is potential to get really complicated later. Symbols used, well, obviously, the easiest fix would be to get rid of that rotate to reduce the number of symbols. But yes, this is a trap. So I'm not going to be optimizing, at least not super hard. There are in-game achievements. I am playing this on GOG, so I don't think I'm getting achievement credit for anything, but There's an in-game achievement list, so I will probably try to get those as they come up, but aside from that, I'm not going to be trying to, get the optimal cycles or anything like that. I'm actually really grateful to SpaceChem in a way, because I discovered this game before I discovered Drod, and this taught me not to try optimizing too hard, because I kind of burnt out on this really fast, whereas with Drod, I just kind of played through the game and enjoyed it, and worried about optimizing when I went back and replayed stuff later. Which I think is the healthy mindset to have. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this game. Probably not optimizing on camera. That's just going to be something I do on my own if I decide to do it. Although I may upload solutions if I find some interesting optimal solutions at some point. Anyway, that is going to be SpaceChem. So a lot of talking in this part. It's going to be a lot faster. Probably just getting right into things. Well, depending on how much story there is in the future. As you can see, Cernimere 2, I'm pretty sure this entire planet's just a tutorial, so it's going to be like 2 weeks of nothing before we get into interesting content. 9 planets here. I know I've played the second planet a little bit. I might have played the third as well. I am almost positive I have not played from the 4th planet onward. So that's what we're looking at. Alright, so that was SpaceChem. I will see you next time for something slightly different.